It was October 19th, 2016. Got in my car like every other day and set off for the train station. Everything was normal, nothing out of the ordinary whatsoever. It was just your average day. You know, for me, the great Nock, video vlogger, worldwide renowned. But anyway, I was headed off to the train station to catch a train that went to a certain place, University City. And you probably would not guess what's in University City. Answer: universities. Bum, bum, bum. I need to go down to university because I had class today. It was a Wednesday. I had a class called Production Workshop where we produce things and then workshop them. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's crucial to the story because I had to go there on this wonderful Wednesday morning. My allergies started to hit me at some point, and I realized that I was going to be stuffed up all day because I failed to take my medication beforehand. Oh well, he said, as he continued driving down the road, talking to himself when nobody else was in the car. It's going to be an okay day. I realized that later on this evening, I had made plans to go to the art museum to go find mysterious art. He was a wonderful young man, and now all of his showcase work are in a little museum named after him called the Art Museum. I'm not sure exactly what he did to be showcased in an art museum, but that's what we need to go find out today. That's what I set out to do on this lovely morning. I had a class about him. It was called Art History. Who was this mysterious art? What had he done to have a class named after him? And why was there a museum dedicated in his name? That was what I set out to find out today. When I got to the station, I realized that some jackass had parked in a way that prevented me from getting to my normal spot right there. So I had to do the unknown and park in a different spot. Why do I always park in that spot right there? I have no idea. But whatever happened, I needed to change today. And also, I faced a bigger problem. The shuttle bus was nowhere in sight. Which means that I had to walk. And walk I did. It's a long walk to the train station. Very long walk. It took several hours, minutes, days, weeks, months, years. I passed things I knew on the way, like my sister's car. There was no end in sight to this walk. I wanted water. There was no place to get water. It was just an endless stream of cars as far as the eye could see. But I had to get to that train. I set up my goals, and I hauled my ass to the train station.
I made it to the train station just barely on time. I had 10 minutes left. Check my watch. Luckily, there was no train in sight, and I was free to wait. When I finally boarded the train, which came 6 minutes late, I tried to let it really sink in and begin to question, who was this art? Why was he important? And more importantly, which art am I going to write my paper on? There's a ton of arts in this world. When I got off the train, I made my way to the only class that I had that day, Production Workshop. It was production-y and workshop-y, and I was excited.
After I finished my class, I realized I could see it in the distance. The Museum of Art in its blurry experience. That's where I needed to go. That's where I would find what I needed to do. But first, I found myself a friend. After my best friend and I stopped at a quick place for lunch, we decided to head up to Art's house, the legendary museum. We needed to find him, interrogate him, ask him a few questions. It's a very important matter. We need to figure out what is his history. We need to be able to see behind the man art himself. Figure out what he created. And figure out what doom and destruction he has the power to bring onto the world. And in doing so, we have to navigate through the city of Philadelphia. Well, and I was on that way to the art museum, and oh my god, there's fucking dinosaurs on the way to the art museum. Holy shit. So we got the fuck out of there as fast as possible. Seeing as how it seemed to be a very dangerous place, because it's not generally a wise decision to be in an area where dinosaurs are actively living. Just my opinion. But anyway, we continued. Slowly but surely trying not to get run over by cars who were overly impatient and trying to run stop signs. Toward Art's Museum. His house, top of some legendary stairs that were featured in the movie many, many decades ago. Tourists still come to see. There it is. We have moved to Art's house, the wonderful museum, where he showcases all of his glorious work, all of which is then mysterious to me. And I had to go inside though. I had to get a receipt for my class to prove I was there. So I had to start the challenge of trying to cross the road with many more cars who are getting into rush hour and are angry and trying to run me over. But those were the dangers I had to be willing to face to pass an art history class. A very dangerous art history class, apparently. Well, we're in the mysterious house of the great art, but his door is locked, leaving only a few people with nothing to see inside there, because we can't show those types of things on a YouTube video. But we have made it at last to the house of art. Well, after a fruitless adventure to Art's house, the wonderful Philadelphia Art Museum, we were disappointed to find that Art is actually dead.
It's sad but true.
We must continue on with our journey and move forward, because it is 83 degrees outside and you're not allowed to be out when it hits 83 degrees outside, because Art's ghost will come and murder us all. As I got back into my car that evening, I realized that my detective work was complete. Wasn't the result I wanted, not by far, but I needed to bridge the gap somehow, and so I just needed to accept that fact and cross the bridge. Art was dead. If I don't accept that fact now, there's no way for me to be able to come away clean with this. But I got what I needed for my report. I got the facts, nothing but. There's only one thing for me to do now. Let's go on home, have a nice drink, get myself ready to do it all again tomorrow.